Hi, everybody. This is Barbara Drazga, aka the Deal Diva. Tonight, I am here with the dudes. Well, that's how I refer to them, in my head. The dudes, the wholesale dudes, the wholesale formula dudes. Hey, Dan and Eric, how you guys doing today?
Doing wonderful.
Awesome.
Awesome. I hear you got a little bit of a cold, so I'm sorry about that. But
just a little Dutch. I'm good.
It's all good. It's okay. We'll just no worries. So tonight we're going to talk about brand restrictions. Now, I know you guys you've been everywhere. You've been so busy this week doing webinars and answering a lot of questions about your wholesale formula course that just opened up today.
That's right.
For 1 week. That card is open for 1 week. And hey guys, I put together some unbelievable bonuses, 14 bonuses valued at $3,250 on top of what you get in their course. And if you hang on in this webinar towards the end, I'm going to tell you what those bonuses are. I'm going to pull up the screen and show you what we got for you. So until then, I know you guys have a lot of questions about wholesale, but one of the questions that I hear asked throughout the past couple of weeks a lot is just the fear about brand restrictions. And, the fear that a supplier is going to say no. And there's a lot of fear based around entering wholesale. And that's what we're going to do tonight. We are going to talk about how to take that fear and turn that energy into a positive energy and use it for enthusiasm to move forward instead of something that holds us back.
It absolutely should be something that you should be excited about if wholesale is the model you decide to go with, because that's the ultimate safeguard with wholesale. You're dealing directly with manufacturers, brand owners, so there's no better resource of an invoice or a declaration that you're selling authentic product and you're able to they want to work with you, than the top dogs right there. So you should be excited about it. I mean, it's one of the best parts about being in wholesale for us.
If anybody can get enthusiastic, it's this guy.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, seriously, we are. Whenever we started seeing the brand restrictions becoming more prominent, it was a super exciting time for us, because here's one of the things that vendors struggle with. They struggle with being able to keep the dishonest sellers off, because let's say that we'll call her the evil Diddle Diva. The evil Diddle Diva herself. Decided to not tell a vendor who she was, and told them she was, some sort of crazy brick and mortar store and all this other stuff, and started selling their product on Amazon. And let's say her name was listed as Eric Lambert online, like they would never know who she is. So this is helping them clean that up. So it makes our products less competitive. It makes our products more stable and more predictable. So honestly, we couldn't be more excited about brand restrictions, and we can go as deep as you want to on them.
Well, I think what helps is putting yourself in the position of whoever you're complaining about. So if a lot of people are complaining about the brand restrictions, let's try to understand. This is Amazon's sandbox. So let's understand their sandbox. Why? If their business model is to be of service to their customers first, right? To meet their customers' needs first, why are they putting these brand restrictions on? Once we understand that as sellers, it's going to be easier for us to understand how to work within their guidelines. So can you speak to that? Why are they?
The Facebook groups were lit up for a long time about Chinese counterfeits, and Chinese counterfeits were negatively impacting the marketplace. It was becoming readily apparent that it was getting worse and worse and worse, right? Because all these vendors, you see these top brands just getting smashed with counterfeit offers from China. And then they started the counterfeit offers from Canada, obviously still Chinese product. It was negatively affecting a lot of sellers. It was also negatively affecting the Amazon buyer. And that's the primary concern here, is because, what makes this marketplace so magical? It's the fact that buyers have the utmost confidence in Amazon. And Amazon has really committed themselves to making the buyer, the customer experience, their top priority. So if you take that away from it, this is just like any other marketplace, and it would have degraded to that at some point. As far as its effect on the Amazon marketplace in general, I think that this gives breathes new life into it. I think that it's going to show brands that that Amazon does care about them. It's going to show customers that Amazon cares about them getting authentic product. So from that, and in all honesty, it's been I think it's been successful in that regard. Has it been frustrating? Absolutely. Like even for us, it's been frustrating, even though we have everything we need. Because Amazon is, I mean, anybody who knows and has had to work through Amazon Seller Central knows that sometimes it can be frustrating to deal with, and they don't necessarily tell you what they want. So whenever these first kicked off, I mean, it was so annoying. We were constantly having to go back and forth in our letters of authorization to try to find what Amazon actually wanted. I mean, there were some brands we got turned down like 13 times. But ultimately, that's the thing. Amazon rewards you if you're doing doing the right thing.
There's some sort of feedback we're getting there. Marcellus said something right. I'm getting it too. Are you
I'm
getting
getting it, yeah.
Nothing over there.
Do you have headphones?
I don't know if it's her. I'm trying to figure out if it's
Let's see what happens if I plug in headphones. Because there's no noise over here, but you never know. It could be the computer humming, whatever. Right?
It was weird. It was a true feedback, as it was some sort of sound in the background or something. I couldn't tell what was going on.
How's that?
I mean,
right now, I mean, it sounds good. It sounds like some kind of heater or fan or something.
Heater's off. It could be the fan on my laptop. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so how is it now?
I'm hearing
there's something like
the sound again.
The television? I can't understand.
Oh, it might be somebody who's on the call. Hey, everybody who's on this webinar, do me a favor and mute yourself.
I can mute all. Let me see.
Oh.
Let's see.
Wow. That was
All right, so let me unmute you. Okay, so I think maybe that's it then. Hopefully that'll take care of it.
Yeah, that happened on a webinar I did last week, so that could have been it.
Okay.
But going through that, I mean,
yeah, we've got you.
Okay.
Whenever we were going through that, like applying 13 times, I mean, it was annoying and it was difficult, and it kept our products down for quite a while. But once we found that recipe of what they were looking for in terms of the letter of authorization, it's been a really smooth process, and that's the way it works with Amazon, and that's what ultimately we've discovered. If you're doing things the right way, eventually you get through on the other side. So you have to continue to do things in a compliant fashion.
Absolutely, I agree completely. And I think it creates a larger barrier of entry, which is a good thing for us, right? So if there's a bigger barrier of entry, the people who don't have gumption and hustle and who give up too quickly, those sellers are going to go away. So that's more opportunity for people who dig in, take action, make it happen no matter what comes up. You have to have that, the chief problem solver hat on. That is your job description in your business, chief problem solver. So when stuff comes up and you go, oh, this is too hard, I'm going to do something else. Are you the chief problem solver in your business?
I would think that's probably accurate.
Yeah, that's me too. One of you merch folks have to do a T-shirt, chief problem solver. And
yeah, we're losing focus
that.
on you.
Losing focus?
Yeah, we need that.
How's that?
Yep, you're back.
That's better.
My baby blues? Okay.
Yeah.
Mortimer, we're back.
Yeah.
Well, that was out of focus is evil Barbara Seller, and then there's.
Okay.
Where'd you get that from?
You come back around now to.
I come back around, yeah.
Right.
So you got to be a chief problem solver in your business. So something I read on one of the Facebook groups, it was either an Amazon employee or an ex-Amazon employee had been quoted as saying, and again, this is like third party, fourth party, fifth party, but it resonated with me, that when Amazon identifies a problem, like there was a brand, was it Birkenstock? What was that brand? That put out this public letter that said, we are no longer, I mean, they just plastered it everywhere. And it was right after that, I think, or right around then, that Amazon just closed the doors, just shut everything down. And I heard of this employee who had said, the way Amazon reacts to something like this is they take no prisoners, they shut everything down, and then they'll start figuring out what they need to do to solve the problem. Instead of taking little bitty steps, they take massive action initially, and then they'll kind of back off and figure out their processes as they go along. Have you experienced that?
I mean, I don't think it's necessarily always backing off. Like generally, when Amazon enacts policy, that policy tends to stick around. Like, I mean, I can't think of any policy just being outright repealed. But they tend to work on the implementation better.
The implementation. That's what I meant to say. You're right. That's much better put. You put it much better than I did. Okay.
So it's like they created the brand gate, right? And then I'm pretty sure at that, like, in those first few days, weeks, like, I don't even think they had real true criteria for what they were looking for. And it was obvious that it got more clear over time. Like we saw where things would get denied and we thought we had it perfect, and then they would get approved and we hadn't changed anything. And then that started happening less. Like, it started happening like we would send it in and it would get approved the first time. Like, we wouldn't have to.
You mean your letter of authorization from a company?
Correct.
Okay. So have you guys added like a template to address this, like a letter template in the, I know you've added some content in the TWF alumni group. I saw today something was uploaded. I didn't get a chance to look at it. But have you added some more content to the wholesale formula course to bring, to help us get through the brand restriction issues, or are you going to add that content?
It's actually funny. We've had the files in there a long time. Ryan was actually recording the videos today to add to the course because we understand that it's going to be a core component of Amazon going forward. And the thing is, if you're buying product directly from manufacturers, you're doing what they want you to do. So if you understanding that, if you just play to their process and do exactly what they want, it's super easy to get ungated. So we wanted that to be a core component in our course and to walk people through so they wouldn't have the headache of jockeying back and forth.
So when you approach a supplier, let's say you're placing an order with a supplier, do you get a letter of authorization from them when you place your first order in anticipation of, having an issue with Amazon or potential question from Amazon, or do you wait until Amazon says, no?
We started doing that, and then we kind of stopped, awkwardly enough. And the logic was that Amazon wants that to be a fresh letter of authorization, like it needs to be dated. So, like, theoretically, let's say I sign up for whatever product right now, and then it's gated 120 days later, then that letter of authorization isn't necessarily going to help me. So we do go back to them if we need. We talked about it and was like, yeah, I mean, it makes more sense to go back to them and get it when we need it. But every one of our vendors it's made abundantly clear that we sell on Amazon. So they know going in that we sell on Amazon. They know that we're going to, and that may be a request in the future.
Yeah, and I think that you just brought up a really important point. You don't be in the manipulation game where you're trying to get around the supplier and not answer the question by not answering the question when they say, hey, do you sell on Amazon? And trying to manipulate it. Oh yeah, we have a brick and mortar store, but they actually have like a UPS post office box or something, and that's what they're calling the brick and mortar store. So by playing games like that I think it's always best to be authentic and upfront. And you're building a business here. You have to consider what foundation you want for your business. Is it going to be based on something that's just going to fall apart around your ears, or are you building something for long term? So understanding how to handle objections and just develop relationships with your suppliers is key to building a business, I think.
I mean, that's what the whole point is to be able to rely, on that SKU or handful of SKUs or that suppliers, month over month. And if you build it, a house of cards, so to speak, with, by not, fully letting them know that you do sell on Amazon and disclosing that information, then it's just a matter of time. And when they do find out, they're probably not going to supply you anymore because you aren't up front. So yeah, I couldn't agree more with that statement and mindset.
I've always wondered when you see these mega hackers who they're so incredibly smart that they can get into like government computer systems. And I've always wondered, well, God, they have so many skills and talents and they're so bright. If they use that for good rather than evil. You know, if they put all of their efforts and energy and mind into creating something amazing for the world, how much better off we'd all be, right?
Right.
So there's a lot of smart people in the Amazon community. And if you're trying to be smart by trying to outsmart Amazon or get around or interpret things the way you want to interpret them to get done what you want to get done, man, just take all that energy and put it into building something that's sustainable and long-term and feels good. Because that's kind of icky, right?
Yeah.
It's just icky.
I agree.
Right.
Well, that's the way that we've certainly transitioned, and just to be full, disclosure up front, and that way it's, no surprises when we go for that letter of authorization. Why do you need one? Because you're still on Amazon. What? You never told me that. There's none of that stuff going on.
Right. Like, I mean, I imagine if you did that, and here's the thing, there were some of the, some products we had carried for a year or longer, and they said, they happened to go restricted, like while we had product inbound, and the product didn't get it got received into stranded inventory, and I would have been sick to my stomach, because we placed pretty large orders at this point if they didn't know we sold on Amazon. But that's the thing is, with the way that we operate, they know. So it was like, oh, it wasn't a really big deal. It's like, hey, let's call and get the letter of authorization, and we'll get our invoices together. Let's check our invoices to make sure they're in compliance. We can go ahead and submit those.
Yeah, you had a mindset of a solution-oriented mindset. I got hit with a ban too. I had a pallet of Pokemon toys coming in. Pokemon, I can't say that right. I haven't played the game, but I understood the potential. And so a pallet showed up, and the day before the pallet arrived, suddenly it showed up on my seller app as a restricted product or a restricted brand. And I was like,
Oh no.
Yeah, it was right before Q4. It was right before, but that's okay, because, there's other sales channels. I could liquidate it. I got a really great price on them. I negotiated so that if something happened, right? So I was okay, but it still kind of stung. But what happened, what ended up happening was, it wasn't a strategy, but it happened, is about a week and a half later, I cycled back around and I went out in the garage and I started scanning them again, and like, oh, they're no longer restricted. So I know, right? Yeah. So I quickly got them in. I just got them in, got rid of them, priced them, they moved, I made money on them. I didn't reorder them because I was worried that, I was playing with fire that way. So yeah, I think it touched all of us, but I didn't panic. I was just like, okay, oh man, okay, well, I'll find another way to sell them. That's it, find another way, right? Okay, go ahead.
And, if that's the thing is, if that ever happens and you didn't get it necessarily through, if you got it through a closeout or something like that, you can always try to get, you can always go to that brand and try to get ungated that way, like try to legit set up with them and do it that way. And, I think Pokemon's, a lot of that's made by Tomy.
If it's plush, I don't know if she had plush or not.
No, they were hard figures.
They make a little bit of figures too.
They might have been Mattel, maybe? I didn't even think about that. That's a great idea. I did buy them liquidation, which is why I got such a great deal. But that's a fabulous idea. I did not think to go directly to the manufacturer, but it never got to that point. But that's one of the reasons I love you guys, because you have all these great ideas.
That's the thing is, if you get approved as a seller, like maybe you find something that they carry, a replenishable product that you can stock for a while. So there's a double benefit of doing it.
Yeah, I had just started the wholesale formula a few months prior, so there's so much information in it that I have to keep going through and take information from it and implement it when I'm ready for it. So, I was still on the reverse sourcing, leaf sourcing, and working on building up my my contacts, my supplier contacts, but I was still doing liquidation and RAN auctions, because that's what I knew. So I was still in the transition phase, so I didn't know what I didn't know. Poor thing. So another thing that you touched on was when you approach a supplier and you get that objection. Well, we don't sell to Amazon sellers. That's another thing I've been hearing in a lot of the discussions just in the past week and a half, 2 weeks. A lot of people are worried Now today, I read an article where the statistics, and I should have pulled it up so I could tell you who it's from. It might have been Market Watch, but they said there are over 1.3 million brands on Amazon, represented on Amazon. Now they might not be, a lot of them aren't represented, they're not on Amazon by their own choice.
Right.
But there are over 1.3 million brands being sold on Amazon. So if a brand says no to you, maybe they're too big, and they're absolutely adamant, there's so much opportunity out there. This is not a saturated market as a seller. Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah,
100%.
But here's the thing: is when they actually tell us no, I mean that's the ones we get excited about, because because those products, when you can convert them to yes, those products tend to be good for a really long time. It just means they have a high bar for what their expectations are, and that kind of plays into our wheelhouse of what we want. Is we want vendors that have high bars and high expectations, because we don't want other goobers getting in there and messing up the work that we put in on something. So it makes a lot of sense for us to want to work with vendors who truly value their products and brands. And that's the thing about it is we learned pretty early on that there's two ways to go about doing things, and it's you can just go up and try to treat it like a transaction, right? You can just try to treat it like, I want to buy this from you, and that's what that's our relationship. That's what's going to happen. Well, that's not as exciting. I mean, what our approach is simple. Like, it's simple. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. And here's the thing: like, you see all these people that talk about it, they're like, "Oh, if it's that easy, like, why isn't everybody doing it?" I have no idea. It is that easy. Like, it actually is that easy. Like, we identify problems that brands have. We, there is some study in it. There's some study in being able to analyze a listing and say, you could optimize this, and these are the results we would expect to see based on, past performance of other products. But the bottom line is nobody's doing it. Like, every brand we hone in on and really try to drill down, we're able to find places that product can be optimized every time. And whenever we approach that brand from this perspective. We say, we would love to work with you. We think your product's amazing, and we've identified some things that could even be done better. Here are the things we've identified. We're like, we don't hide things. We don't be like, oh, we'll show you if you let us sell the product. No, it's not. We don't do that.
Manipulation. Right.
It is, no, here it is. We're very upfront. Here it is. And a lot of them are shocked by that approach, because it's pretty hat in hand. It's like, regardless if you work with us or not, you should just ask your sellers to do this. You should ask those trusted sellers who haven't told you about this to do this. So I promise you, they're a lot more likely to work with you. It's the logic is simple. I want to do something for you. I want to show you that I can help you, and then in return, I would love to sell your product. And it's been remarkably effective. We've obviously been teaching other people to do it. We talk about it nonstop on webinars. Yet every single time we put it into action, and there's a good reason that we can work with that brand. It's super effective. Like, that's because everybody thinks about doing it. Oh, I could do that, but they don't actually do it. They never actually put their money where their mouth is, so to speak. They don't. It's easy, but I don't do it. Like, think about it in terms of your own listings. How many listings do you optimize? And it doesn't mean you're a bad person because you're not optimizing your every single listing you're on. But it's true, isn't it? I mean, we don't as sellers, we don't get on there, we don't optimize, and unless there's a reason for it. The point is, our business model is built around making a reason for it every time.
Yeah, I think it's Pareto's principle, but on steroids. So I'm reading this book called The One Thing, and he talks about the 80-20 rule, which is Pareto's principle. And I think it's more like the 95-5. Like, 95% of the people are going to look at an obstacle like, a supplier saying we're not going to sell to Amazon sellers, and then they go away. But it's that 5% to stay on the phone and have the perspective of, how can I be of service to this vendor? So it's win-win. We'd love to carry your product, but if that doesn't work out. Well, let's just have a conversation. What are you trying to accomplish? Here's some things we see with your listings that, you might want to improve upon. If we can help you, let us know. We can follow up in a week. So it's that 5%. It might even be smaller than that. We actually take action and do it. So I'm happy for the 95%. I'm happy that they go away. Because if everybody had gumption and go-to and decisiveness and take action, it would make my job a lot harder, and yours too, right?
Correct. Yeah.
But we'd have to work even harder. So I think the elite cream of the crop are the people who just make things happen. Whatever, it's business. Stuff happens. It's gonna happen every week. You're gonna get something that you have to deal with, no matter what it is. So if you develop the habit of being a problem solver, it makes things a whole lot easier, and you're going to be more successful than 95% of the other people who come up against the same exact problem, no matter what it is. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Right. And here's another thing. A lot of people they lose effectiveness whenever they get turned down. You have to go into this realizing that not everybody's the right partner. Like I don't communicate perfectly with everyone. Some people I vibe well with, and I can just talk to them like they're friends. Some people, when I'm talking to them, it makes me feel like an alien. And
you called me evil, so you better send me chocolate. Just saying.
But that's because I vibe with you. Like I can sit here and talk to you back and forth, and there's no problem. I can't do that with everyone, and it's the same's true for Eric. Like you see him talk to somebody random, and some people you can talk to, some people you can't, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's the same for you, Barbara. It's
oh yeah,
nature. But you have to understand that your message is not going to be clear. It's not going to be heard every time you say it. So part of it is identifying the right partners. Like you have to identify people who want to work with you back. You can't fix. Actually, this is a quote from. I'm sure it's not. I'm sure he didn't make it up, but it was just great at the time. And we had the COO of NetRush come and speak at events. And if you guys don't know who NetRush is, that company has grown exponentially every year. Like they did like $120 million in sales on Amazon this year. And he spoke at our event, and he said, "Here's the thing. They consider themselves to be the absolute best brand partner on Amazon. Like that's their sole goal. They commit a lot of resources to it. Like they have, I'm pretty sure they have like 70-something account reps that do stuff for their brand. Like it's the brands that they work with. So it's insane. I mean, they accomplished great stuff. And he said, here's the thing, as effective as we are, like we can't fix somebody if they don't know they're sick. Like you have to, the brands you're working with have to hear your message and understand it. They have to believe it. They have to realize that there is a problem. Like, if you tell them that this listing is busted, then they have to understand that, it's a problem. And some don't care. That's the thing. And that's the ones you don't want to work with. A lot of it's about finding, number one, people you can help. And number two, people who want to be helped by you. And if you do those things, and you're not going to be successful every time, but if you do those things time in and time out, like you're going to be successful at this form of business.
It could also be just a matter of getting the right person on the phone. So maybe you have someone on the phone who's having a really bad day, and they're about to get fired, and they don't care, or they just don't know, but they're embarrassed they don't know. You just need to maybe get a different person on the phone who understands the conversation you're trying to have. So again, I wouldn't let that stop you. If somebody says no, because that particular person, like you said, you're not vibing with. So you push past that and you say, you know what, I'd love to send you an email. Can I just have your sales manager email address, and I'll send a follow-up email just to let them know what we do. And just kind of not push past, because that's pushy, but just kind of subtly kind of find a way around or under without making them mad or hurting their feelings or having them feel threatened, if that makes sense. Anyway. So let's talk about the wholesale formula, because it's everywhere. You guys are just doing a great job informing people, and I loved that 3-part video series you did. The 3rd video just hit yesterday, where you gave tons of information on there that people could just kind of start digging around and start playing with it. So you just opened your course today, and I was reading the information on it, and you're offering a couple of really cool things with the course. So why don't you go ahead and tell people about what they're going to get when they register, when they enroll in the next week. You guys only have like 6.5 days, all right? In the next week, when you enroll in the wholesale formula, what are they going to get from you? And then I'll talk about what I'm going to get, what I'm going to give to them.
All right. First, you get the course, and I'll be honest with you, that our course, we take a lot of pride in it. And the reason we take a lot of pride in it is because it is the literal blueprint of our model. There's no fluff. There's no, there's no bullshit. It is 100. Oh, because you don't.
FTC violation.
But there isn't. I mean, it's our business on paper, so to speak. And there's other models that work, but I promise you, this one is the one that we use, and it's worked for us. So we're proud of our course. But wait, there's more. And I'll let him do it because.
No, I mean, I know the thing that I'm most excited about is we're going to put on a live event, and I was actually just got an email just a bit ago, right before we went live, and it looks like it's going to be the end of April. I think that's like maybe don't quote me, but that's just going to be that's where it's coming together, like the 29th and 30th, I think. So that's probably
where's it at?
It is in fabulous Las Vegas.
You can't have that in Shanghai, can you? Because that's where I'll be.
Oh no! What?
Oh, I'm going to China in mid to late April.
Oh, well.
2.5 weeks. Oh man.
Yeah. But
okay.
yeah, I'm really excited about that. Our last one was a bit smaller, but it was a lot of fun, and I expect this one to be even more fun. I mean, it's in Vegas. I mean, I love Kentucky, and Lexington's okay, but Vegas is a lot more fun than that.
And then, and the most exciting part about that event is you get to meet me, because I'm really fun. And then you get to see how dopey Eric is. But no, I mean, it should be a great time. And every time we've ever done anything like that, like we've had one live event where we had our people, from the course come in, and it was amazing. And we've done a couple dinners with folks out there, and it's just been absolutely phenomenal. So
now it's only the people who are TWF students and alumni, right?
Correct.
Only if you're in the course, you get to come to this event. Cool.
And you get a free ticket, and we're not charging. We're not charging people to come to it. We're actually covering all that out of pocket. So I think it's going to be honestly phenomenal with as far as people's experience, and really helping people put some of the stuff that they see in the course into real context. Because I'm sure we'll have Matt out there, and Matt is Matt's a quiet kid, but in the same token, when you hear this kid talk, he's I mean, it's just unreal the amount of stuff he has learned by really taking hold of our business and running the supply side. I mean, he's phenomenal. He's just an amazing kid. So
beyond that's the thing I'm most excited about, because it's Vegas. But we have 4 live webinars. You want to explain what those that we're going to be doing with those?
Yeah, with the live webinars, what we do is that's the real point where people we try to cover things from the course, and we do it live, and we try to dive really deep into it. That way, it's like you've watched the videos, but we try to make it applicable. Like we try to apply it right there so people can see it. Like when they're talking about sourcing, we do it live so people can ask us questions. I mean, that's the whole point of it, is just to have that real thorough Q&A. And it's and we record it, so if people aren't able to show up live, we give them days to submit those questions beforehand, so we can make sure to answer the questions that are preventing them from moving forward.
You know what? I was on one of those. You guys did one right after I joined the course last year, and you did one on, it was like mustache brushes or something that I never would have thought about, right? And so I was watching the webinar while I'm walking on my treadmill, right? And when the webinar ended, I think I was on the treadmill for another good hour and a half, 2 hours, exhausted, because I couldn't stop researching. You had my brain juices going, and I'm like, oh, I could dig here and I can go there, and before I knew it, it was incredible. I was tired, and I was really in shape for a while. But those webinars are powerful. It's not just a webinar. I mean,
we're trying to actually
for even more.
we're trying to actually arrange a special treat for some of those webinars this time too. I talked to Matt about it today, and so the sourcing webinars, Matt's going to probably lead at least one of those. Where, and you know, he does this every day. We're also going to be doing a webinar about with negotiation, and that's what Matt's job is. Like Matt deals with our sourcing teams every day and does it and follows along with what they do. But Matt's on the phone about 6 hours a day talking to companies.
Wow.
So he is. It's like, you know, he learned a lot, obviously, from us. Like he didn't have any prior experience of this, but it's one of those things. Like you learn it, and then you do it. Imagine doing it for every day for a year. Like
Wow.
that's all you did. Like how good you get at this stuff. He is beyond fabulous.
Wow, it's habit. So
You also get the
how old is Matt? How old is Matt?
22, maybe 23 tops, but I think 22.
22, 23, right? So there's no age barrier here. There's no educational barrier here. You called it a blueprint, and I would agree. I like step-by-step instructions. I'm that kind of gal. You tell me to do step 1, I go off and I do it. Step 2, I go off and I do it. I like having that structure. My life is to-do lists, like in project lists and prioritized project lists. That's how I function. And I like that I get into your course, and the cool thing is I can jump in different sections based on what I need. So now I'm at the point where I'm really shoring up my systems and my team. So there's a whole section in the course. It's funny, I'm like pointing to the screen because that's in my mind's eye. It's over to the right-hand side how I access it, right? So I can just jump into that module, into that section, and dig in when I'm ready for that information for creating systems and processes in the business. Then I can kind of just go into that part of it. So it's linear, but it's broken down and organized such that I can grab the information that I need that's relevant at that time.
Right. And the way we build it to follow is we build it to follow from start to finish. And then there's some things that won't apply to you as you grow. And you're doing it exactly right. It's like, this, like as far as some of the softwares we use don't apply. We've still put things in there to show you how we incorporate them into our system. And as you grow, you go back to that section and you're just able to move that in pretty seamlessly.
Yeah, there's so much information in there that taking it in all at once and being able to implement it is just not possible. And I believe implementation is the key, guys. If you could take one thing, whatever you decide to learn it and implement it as quickly as possible to get it going, right? Once you get that forward momentum, you'll just want to keep going.
Yep. And then another thing you get when you buy our course is you get all future updates. Now, to give you an idea, this has actually probably been our biggest, or it's going to be, where Ryan was doing the recording on the videos today. And these updates have probably been the biggest ones in there yet. And it was a lot of experimentation we've been doing internally. Like we've been doing a lot of experimentation with our call systems, because we realize that's our highest conversion. And that's our most effective ways to get discounts. So we've been experimenting with different call systems. We've had Matt taking courses about sales and things like that. And what we've done is we've put the entire system that we've started adopting internally into the course, like exactly how we use it. And that one was actually a hard video to make because it was Dylan and Matt had to sit down for a few days and really hash out exactly how he goes through these things.
And Dylan, I mean, they're both so busy, so that's awesome that they could put those resources into doing that. What I like is that you guys are kind of you're the mad scientist in the background doing your testing and trying different things and see what works and what doesn't work. And then I get the benefit of that because it's a one-time enrollment. So I don't have to pay a monthly fee or an annual fee. This is a one-time enrollment. So you guys get to do all the testing and the investment in figuring out how to refine the system even more and add to it and improve upon it. And then I get the benefit of that.
Yeah, some of this, it's funny because obviously we put the stuff that works in there. It'd be funny if we showed everybody the amount of stuff that we try to do. It just doesn't work out. Like hey,
go register twfbloopers.com.
Yeah. That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
So what else do we have, Eric?
Oh, actually, this is the thing that, even though I'm most excited about the live event, the thing that I feel like is the most beneficial is and you alluded to it earlier, the alumni community. I really feel like, that there's only so much you can learn from a book or from just information. And I think we do a really good job of presenting it and making it to where you can absorb it. But sometimes you just need a different perspective, and there's just not a better sounding board, our community is great. It's filled with some just amazing people. And they're highly interactive, posts. People post and you get 2 or 3 and maybe even differing opinions. That's the beauty of it. It's not, like you do it this way or get out. It's nothing like that at all. It's very interactive, and everybody's very positive. And so you get access to that it's a private, only people that have ever taken the wholesale formula course. So you're not speaking a language the people there don't understand. Everybody has been through the course and experienced some amount of it. And you get to get that, on a daily basis, just, anytime you want at your fingertips. And I feel like that's probably, actually the most valuable thing in it in my opinion.
Our file section
gives you common ground.
In our file section in that group is unbelievable. Like, because it's any type of resources we start using in our business, like it goes into the file section.
Well, I'm going to have to visit that file section. I didn't know about that. I'm on that group every day. I just asked a question yesterday. It's something in Seller Central with my listings I was having an issue with. And it never occurred to me to look in the file section. So thank you. Yay. I'll go there tonight and see what you got that I can use right now. Cool. Awesome. Okay. So what else do you have? What else is with the course? I know you guys are adding some, you have a relationship with a prep center.
That's right. Nope.
And that a prep center is key. I had to sell I'm not kidding you, I sold my couches. Christmas of a year and a half ago, 2005, when I first started in Amazon and I was doing RA, and I had a trailer hooked up to my minivan, and I was driving from store to store picking up 40-inch plush animals and filling up I had to sell my couches so I could prep. I am not kidding. And I turned off my cable too. I was committed. I was totally committed. But I'm kind of over that now, now that I know what prep centers are for. So go ahead and talk about what your bonuses are with the course.
Anybody who signs up for our course gets free access to Prime Zero Prep. And they usually charge I guess it's an initiation fee. So that's a huge benefit. And then we get discounted rates with their service that aren't offered anywhere else. And why do we work with Prime Zero? It's number one because I think they're a great service. We really know Brendan, and they're the only service that we've used personally. Like whenever we started doing OA during Q4, we didn't want to have OA stuff shipped here because our guys, they don't really know how to process a small volume of anything. It's just it's either come in case packed, and that's what wholesale really is. It's about streamlining. So we were like, a lot of this stuff's profitable, but it would be so annoying for those guys to process that we just had all the OA stuff shipped to Brendan, and he did a wonderful job. He was easy to communicate with, and it was just an absolute pleasure to work with him. So that's why we partnered with Brendan.
Awesome, cool. Any other bonuses?
Yeah, the last one from us is, I guess I don't know if we did. I assume we covered future updates. Did we?
Yeah, you talked about that.
And then the last one is access to our training webinar archive, and that's that one is actually so big it's silly. It's every webinar, in-depth webinar we've ever done with any past launch of TWF. So, the 4 webinars people get. Every one that we've ever done is stored there, and there's just so much phenomenal information, because it's if you want sourcing, first off, you can watch the sourcing component of the course. Secondly, we'll do a sourcing webinar with you live. Third, you can see how we were doing it in the first time, and it's been different. That's the thing, is it's different every time because our model continues to evolve. So as far as some of the sourcing techniques we used early on, we don't even use anymore, and we've added new. That's another one, is another huge update in this part of the course, is a new sourcing technique that we've really adopted. We call it super targeting internally, and it's just been absolutely phenomenal.
Are you going to share that in the alumni
I
group?
mean, it's going to be an update with the course. That's the thing.
Oh, brilliant.
Anybody who signs up for our course gets every update that we ever do to the primary course material.
I'm looking forward to that. I think that's awesome. I'm excited about that. I mean, not that that what you teach isn't already really powerful and profitable, but to add even more to that, like I said, you guys are the mad scientists that test things out, and then you just hand it to me and say, "Here you go make some money." So thank you.
It's this one's been. I think this update's just going to be unbelievable.
Very cool. Well, we have a quick question here from Richard White. Richard, thank you so much for being on, and everybody else is on the call tonight. And if you just hang on a second, I'm going to show you guys the 14 bonuses that when you register for the wholesale formula through my affiliate link. I am an affiliate. I am a TWF alumni, and I approve this message. Right? So I'll share my bonuses with you that are worth over $3,200 in just a second. Let me answer this question from Richard real quick, or have you guys answer it.
Sure.
He says he's working with a brand that's gated category. His first goal is to get ungated. Requirements from Amazon are not real clear when they ask for 3 invoices in the last 90 days. Is there a minimum requirement on each invoice? Can you address that?
So there's always a lot of confusion. It's like, number one, what kind of invoices work? The best invoices you can possibly get, like you can buy from distributors and stuff like that, but some distributors aren't accepted as legitimate from Amazon. So it's a little bit more of a crapshoot that way. What we suggest is finding 3 brands you actually want to carry and purchasing 30 units from each one of the 30 units of a given product from each one of those brands. Now, ideally, when you're getting ungated, I mean, you might find a product that's fairly cheap or something like that to make it, so it's not such a big expense up front. But realistically, if you're finding the right product, it's once you give them those invoices, it doesn't take very long to get ungated. Particularly with 3 different manufacturers and 30 units of each product, and you won't have any problems.
Well, I don't want you guys to be stopped by just because you're gated in a category. There's so much opportunity on Amazon. Focus on the right thing. Just focus on the right thing right now, and get your cash flow going, and get your systems in place and get it going. Start making money, right? And then you can circle back around and start looking at the things that you can do, like these guys do, to refine your systems. And that part of that could be ungated. But just because you're gated in 1 or 2 categories, don't let that stop you. Move forward, take action on what you can do right now, and then cycle back around later and improve upon it. Does that make sense?
Right. And here's the thing to realize about ungating, though, and that's, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but the bar never goes lower. Like it never does. Like whenever you can implement this and get it, like if you can do this now, it's one of those things that you should do, and it should be a priority.
And what he's saying there is, in case you don't understand, is that they're never likely to accept fewer than 3 invoices.
It gets harder every time.
Right. It's only going to go up. So
did you know this? I mean, I didn't know this. Somebody was talking about in the TWF alumni community today that forever sexual wellness products were just pictures. They're no longer just pictures. If you submit your pictures and your pictures are approved, Amazon contacts you and asks you for 3 invoices now.
Really? You're right. They were just pictures. When did that change?
Okay. One lady said the first time she had saw it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So they're tightening things up. Okay. So I retract my statement. Go get yourself unbranded. It used to be easier. You could just go to like Rite Aid and get 3 things of chapstick. I think it was like 3 units, right? Now that is no longer the case at all. So, which is a good thing, because it makes a barrier to entry to people who don't have the capital or the know-how to do what they need to do to make it happen. Make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and if you guys do want to chime in, do you have anything else you want to share before I tell everybody what my bonuses are?
I'm actually excited to see your bonuses.
You're excited?
Yeah.
Oh, you threw the gauntlet down with me. So, you've got some absolutely, first, I want to give a shout out to all of your absolutely incredible, amazing affiliates. I know you're very choosy with who you partner. Yep. I know you are. And you have partnered with some of the most incredible people in the Amazon FBA community. And I am just in awe of a lot of the stuff that they're offering, and that you've chosen to partner with me. The evil deal. I have a very small but loyal following, and I'm not a huge fish, but I'm a hungry fish, and I outwork everybody. And you said something. Go ahead. What's that, hon?
The primary, I mean, I can tell you how we choose our affiliates. And it is, number one, we choose people that are honest. Like, we like to work with people that we have faith in can deliver to the customers. And number two, people who are generous. We like people to add, we know we know what our course is worth. We love our course, and we fully endorse it at the price. But whenever people, whenever our affiliates are able to add that much additional value, it just makes our
the consumer just wins, and everybody has a great. I mean, it's a much better experience, and it's just, it's phenomenal.
So whenever we're thinking about affiliates, if we're looking at an affiliate, don't believe that they're going to be able to add additional value, like, those are the affiliates that we tend to avoid.
Well, I'll tell you my approach to this. I like to over-deliver, and I spent the past month, I've been on every webinar that I could get on that you guys were on, and I listened all the way through to every single one of them. I've been on all the groups, and I've been making lists of the things that people fear, the things that are stopping people from moving forward, and then immediately created content. I wrote an article or did a little video saying, okay, if one of my videos was I wrote an article on overcoming or negotiation tactics for introverts. Believe it or not, I'm an introvert. And you guys were talking about it's harder for introverts. So I've actually created a bonus for my course to address the people who find it difficult to pick up the phone and cold call and talk to someone.
Nice.
So I put a ton of research time into finding out what the users in this market, what the sellers in this market, what's keeping that 95% from not taking action. And then I created content around that to try to train people. And you'll see that in the bonuses. So you said something to me earlier this week, Dan. You said, if I'm small, you don't expect a lot of bonuses from me. And you did.
Jerk.
He did. No, it's okay. I didn't take it personally. I just sort of
I've just seen.
I said, all right, good. We'll see. And that's why I didn't reveal my bonuses until now. I could have responded with, well, you don't know what you're talking about. Here are mine, but I didn't. I just sort of smiled, and I thought, okay.
She gave me the finger, is what she did. She gave me the finger.
No. I believe in, am I allowed to say this? Telling people the definition of tact is being able to tell people to go to heck and have them look forward to the trip.
Nice. Yeah. That's it.
So I didn't tell them to go to heck, but I waited until this webinar to reveal my bonuses. Would you all like to see them?
I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Did you like that y'all like to see them? I kind of did that accent for you.
It was perfect.
It rubs off. I tell you, I listen to you guys long enough, I start talking like Southerner.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch that much content.
If you watch those many webinars, good to see Eric.
I'm surprised you haven't got a dartboard up with our big bugs on it. Just house of darts.
No. At least you guys aren't doing this anymore, because that just cracked me up.
Do you know why we did that? This is why we did that. Because I'm extremely introverted too, and it makes me. I'm super nervous anytime I have to record anything.
Yep.
Like when I do Facebook Lives, like the way I have to do them is I figure out the first 2 lines I'm going to say, and I have to immediately push go. I can't. If I wait, just won't do it. I won't do it all day long. I'll never.
Is that right?
No.
I did my first Facebook Live today, and I just felt silly. It just didn't feel natural, so I understand completely.
And it's the same thing when we make like when I used to make phone calls. And once I get into it, like I'm pretty good. But it's just that anticipation of doing it. So whenever we first shot those videos that were this, I was like, what do I do with my hands? Like, I can't figure out where to do with my hands. I don't want to be like this because if I tense up, like, I'll get so nervous that I'll pass out.
So doing the videos with a beer in your hand was out of the question?
No, I mean, he would have been behind.
Yeah, they stopped that from me.
But Dylan snuffs us out on all the fun stuff. So.
Oh, man, he's your taskmaster. Okay, so I'm going to do the big reveal. You ready?
Let's go.
Here are the Deal Diva bonuses. When you order, when you sign up, when you enroll for the wholesale formula, you have 6 days left, kiddos. This is what I put together for you. You're going to get a portion of me. Here we go. So when you enroll in the wholesale formula, you can go to dealdivawholesale.com/diva bonus. Here we go. I put together a website specifically for the wholesale formula course through me. Okay, so all the content that I've put together, in the past month addressing everything I thought to address when I was on these webinars and looking at groups. That's all on here. So all the videos I did, the negotiation tips for introverts is on this. Go to dealdivawholesale.com and then click on the wholesale formula bonuses link right here, and that will give you all of my offer, which is this. One of the things I heard was people getting into the nuts and bolts of, well, how do I get a website? Do I get Wix, or what's the difference between a hosting account and why do I need a hosting account and what's a registrar? I know how to do all that stuff. I've got a ton of e-commerce sites. I've got a bunch of niche websites in a bunch of niche markets. I have 2 developers on staff, 2, and I negotiated a deal with one of my guys. In fact, he did this website. Boom, right there. He did this website.
Nice.
And he is going to create, he's going to give you 3 website templates he's created, so you can choose the one that works best with your brand. They're real simple, basic. We're going to put security software on there called WordFence, so that if there's hacking attacks, it's going to shut them down. And we're going to give you 3 email addresses for that website. So you can you can have a purchasing at yourdomain.com. I'm very excited about this option.
That's awesome. Yeah.
This is incredible.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I played to my strengths, but I also wanted to make sure that I was providing value based on what I heard people were getting stuck on. What was keeping people from jumping into wholesale? And that's how I built my bonuses around that information. So the next one, discounted website hosting. So when you have a website, those files have to be somewhere. They have to be housed somewhere and delivered to the World Wide Web somehow. Now, you don't need to know how that works. You just don't need to know how that all works. But I've got discounted hosting for you for $5 a month, $4.95 a month. And if you sign up for more than 1 year, it goes all the way down to like $2.95 a month. So you can choose how long you want your hosting account. But any host that you get for any website is going to be an X amount of dollars a month.
Right.
So you get to choose between however long you want. The most expensive is $4.95 a month. The least expensive is $2.95.
Nice.
And I'm going to hook you up with that host. Okay? And it's the host that I use for all my websites. I've probably got about 150, 160 websites in different niche markets. So one-on-one vendor role-playing practice session. Another thing I heard was people saying they don't know what to do on the phone. Well, I'm not called the Deal Diva by accident. I'm really good with helping people solve their problems by providing them with a solution. It's just a knack. It's like an idiot savant thing. So I can get on the phone with somebody and I can find out what's really important to them and then help them find a solution and use me to get to that solution. So you and I are going to get on the phone, and I'm talking to you folks watching this webinar, whether on the replay or live. When you register for the Wholesale Formula through my affiliate link, we're going to set up a one-on-one Zoom just like this, and we're going to record it. And we're going to role play. You're going to call me up, basically, as a supplier. And I'll be the supplier, you'll be you, and you get to practice what you say to them. And we'll practice out different scenarios, and we'll record it, and then I'll upload it to a private, my YouTube channel, but in private, and give you the link. So you can watch what you're doing and then improve upon it, okay? So we're going to be the mad scientists here and have our own little workshop where you get to learn how to do it by doing it before you ever pick up the phone with the supplier. Do you think that's useful?
Oh, yeah. And then it's
awesome.
great, too, because you've got a lot of the experience. So you're going to be able to direct the call into based off experiences that you've actually encountered. So I think that's amazing.
Yeah, different responses. At first, I was going to get some of my suppliers on the phone and do a webinar and do it with them, but that was a little bit more complicated, and I didn't know it was going to be as useful as me giving you feedback directly and recording it so you can rewatch it. Okay, so the next is discounted. Now, I know that you guys are partnering with Prime Zero Prep, and I like the ability to have multiple options.
Yeah.
And I wanted to give even more. So if I have a supplier in Ohio and a supplier in LA, I want to be able to send to the closest prep center. And this was my thinking behind offering yet another solution. So it is absolutely nothing against Prime Zero Prep. I know these guys are great at what they do. In order to be partnered with you, you'd have to be, right? So I recognize that. And I'm offering another option as an additional prep solution. Not to replace Prime Zero Prep, but additional.
Right.
So, I negotiated with John Bullard of myfulfillmentteam.com, And John has been just an amazing support to me in the past year. I could call him up and say, John, man, I'm stuck today. I'm having a bad day. And I'll tell you, he's just got this amazing energy and attitude and positivity. You know, he had a come to Jesus moment about a year ago when he had a heart attack in his sleep. And this man is a powerhouse, and he's got such amazing, calm perspective on things, which is why I love working with him. So I asked him what we could do as part of this program, and he said he is going to give everybody, so no sign-up fee, no monthly fees, no creating shipping plans. He actually has created his own software that he's got a boilerplate software that he actually teaches other prep centers how to use this software, which I think is cool. Yeah. He's been doing prep for 8 years. I found out today. I actually interviewed him today, and the video is up on dealdivawholesale.com. You can see the audio interview or the video interview. Another thing he's going to do is discount. So he's got different levels of pricing. I'm not sure how other prep centers work, but so if you only have a few, 100 or 50 items to prep, it's going to cost you $1.65. But the levels go up and get cheaper the more you prep. So his volume discount level is 65 cents an item. He has agreed to give you guys 65 cents an item regardless of how little volume he preps for you.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's impressive, yeah.
It's killer. It's killer. You have to, when you register for the wholesale formula through my link, you're going to contact me directly, and I will give you his contact information. I'll put you guys together on a private message, and I'll give you the link to go sign up for his service, but he has to know you came from me or you won't get that pricing. So very excited about this one. And you can go ahead to dealdivawholesale.com and just click on the wholesale formula bonuses to get more details on all of this. I don't want to waste y'all's time by reading off every single line here, but I'll just give you the highlights. So how to find a fanatical niche markets training video. I'm really good at finding fanatical niche markets. So got a training video where don't even go online. I tell you what I used as I used to be an investigative journalist. So I would have to pitch articles to magazines to get them to pay me to write about something. Or I'd have an editor call me up and say, Barbara, we've got a page and a half we can't fill. We need a 2,000-word article on something related to, motorsports and business. And I'd have to go out and find niche markets to pitch to them to meet their needs. So I take that skill set and fast forward to Amazon FBA. When I start doing product research on Amazon, when I first started learning the reverse sourcing, I didn't know what to search for. I swear, I'm sitting there on Amazon going, okay, broccoli. No, that's not gonna work, right? And everybody goes to like the bestsellers, Mover and the Shakers, but I don't know if you figured this out about me yet, but I don't really follow the crowd. I know it's a thing, good or bad, but I don't. Right? So I thought, well, I'm just going to engage that skill set and go to like Barnes and Nobles or go look on Home Shopping Network and just go to an auction, right?
Right.
Oh, going to auctions are killer. I find some stuff this year I sold hot tub PVC pipes that I found at an auction.
Hot tub PVC pipes.
Right. Not kidding. Big suckers too. They were they were huge, and I MF'd them, and I got them for $5 a piece, and they sold for like $75, and they sold like almost immediately. I only got 2 of them. I was bummed. Yeah. But in that case, now I look at the back of the package, find the manufacturer. I'm not going to get them for that price from the manufacturer. Sure. But my point is, going to auctions, you're going to get ideas that you've never even thought of, right?
Sure. No, yeah, that's awesome.
So I'm going to give you all that. I'm going to teach you how my brain thinks. God help us all. Right? All right, bulletproof bundling training video. Now, you and I were chatting about bundling the other night, and you gave me some really interesting insights, which I'm going to add to my training video. I bundle wholesale items. So I will find a wholesale item that works for me. I will talk to the supplier, and then I will bundle related products and create my own listing. And I know you guys aren't doing that. I know there's some people like to, some people don't. I do pretty well with it, and I'm just going to show you what I do. Okay, so the bundling, and I haven't created that video yet. So this is going to be live, guys. We're going to do it together. We're going to do like a webinar, and it's just going to be the people who have signed up through my link. So it's not going to be common knowledge that's out there for everybody to see. I'm going to share my secrets just with you guys who sign up for the wholesale formula. So how to get product ideas using auctions. Oh, man. Did I tell you guys about my, I don't have one here, my Electrolux filters story?
I believe so.
No.
At an auction, I bought I don't remember how many cases, but it was 2 pallets full of these little blue filters. And first I bought like 6 of them. It was in a little box lot, and I scanned them. I'm like, man, I can make money on those. They're selling for like $11. I'm getting them for 50 cents. It was a little box of 6. And half an hour later, this little old dude named Fabian walks up to me. Little old dude. And he says, hey, that was my item. I consigned it here. Do you need any more? I was like, well, I'll try a case. Apparently, he's got like a storage unit full of cases and cases and cases of these things. Turns out the case has a return sticker from Amazon on it.
Huh.
Crazy, right? So somebody couldn't sell them and had them returned.
Right.
So each case is 100. I sent it in. Within less than 30 days, they were sold. I went back to Fabian. I said, how much do you want for them all? $400 later. I'm feeding them into Amazon. Now, this is almost, it'll be about 9 months ago. Feeding them into Amazon, 1.5 cases a month. $400 investment. I will net $11,000.
Jeez, I was paid.
Off that one deal?
By going to an auction and buying 6 of them in a box lot, and then just working a deal with this guy who did not know what to do with them. Now, Fabian, it turns out, also had other stuff he didn't know what to do with, like brand new solar lights. He has ins with Home Depot managers for like decades. He just knows how to work deals with Home Depot, but he doesn't know what to do with this stuff. He likes tools, so he does tools, but he runs across all this other. He's like an old school hustler, right?
Right.
I'm his first call. I get text messages. He'll like take a picture of a display and say, Barbara, can you do anything with these? And then he just flips them to me. So that's just from going to auctions. I'm going to teach you what I know about auctions.
That's awesome.
That's how I got my Deal Diva nickname. That I was at an auction and I kept beating out this one guy, and he was mad at me. I beat him out on a bid at one point, and he turned around and he says, "Oh, you're just a deal diva," and he didn't mean it very complimentary.
Sure.
But I thought it was the coolest thing, so I'm like, okay, I'm going with that. Turn a negative into positive. So I'm going to teach you how to use auctions, keyword training video. I love keyword research. I'm weird. I know. I really love doing keyword research and writing keyword-rich copy. So I'm going to teach you how I do keyword research so you can improve your listings.
Nice.
You get my 2017 seller marketing calendar. So this is a calendar of over 300 different events that happened during 2017 that'll give you niche market ideas. So for instance, in January, Elvis's birthday, right? A lot of people forget about that, but is that a fanatical niche market? People who love Elvis?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how can you leverage events like that by just tweaking your keywords? Not even just, yes, you can go source for things for those upcoming holidays, but there are things like monster truck rallies and hunting season for the different parts of the country. That's all in this 2017 calendar, okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to create a directory. Now, I create directories of wholesale suppliers, but I'm going to create a directory of 200 wholesale suppliers just for the people who are registered for TWF through my link. So I'll never use those suppliers in any other directory that I produce or sell. They're just going to be for you guys. So if you wanted to start with the other method of sourcing and start with a supplier and get their CSV file and run it through a program, you can do that too, in addition to implementing the reverse sourcing strategy. So it's just another tool in your toolbox. Make sense?
Nice. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, you get mine. We're almost done, guys. We're getting down to the 12th one here. Directory of my niche trade show directory. So I put together a directory of 3,184 trade shows in 24 countries.
Wow.
With website addresses. Now think about the power of this, guys. All right, these are niche trade shows. You can go to their websites and find the exhibitors list on their website. Wealth of information of people who sell things, right? Of companies that own brands that maybe you'd never heard of or products you'd never heard of. And a lot of these events are very niche, like, for snowboarders or bunny lovers or whatever. But 3,184 niche trade shows that you can do product research and even contact the exhibitors. So the next, you're going to get so what do you do with these CSV files? So let's say you use the reverse formula, the reverse sourcing formula, and you start on Amazon and you find this great product and you have a relationship with a supplier now and you're sourcing this one product. I bet you they have more products.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
So what do you do then? Well, there's two different models. And actually on this website, dealdivawholesale.com, I drew those two different models out on my whiteboard, and I did a video, and it's up here on dealdivawholesale.com. You can read it. I'm looking at the whiteboard now. That's why I'm pointing, right? So then you take those CSV files and you pump them into method A, which is you put those that CSV file, the entries, into an analysis program or software. And the one I use is Tactical Arbitrage. So Tactical Arbitrage does a whole lot of other stuff too, but I'm giving you a 10-day trial of Tactical Arbitrage. So you can play with it and do whatever you want in there for 10 days, and you can try it out. Next thing I'm doing is giving you, I've gotten, now for those of you who are really wet behind the ears with wholesale, and you're wet behind the ears with business, and you're just getting started, you can jump directly into wholesale. And you're thinking, well, I don't even know how to like create a business name and what do I, resale certificate? I'm going to show you how to do that. Real easy. It's a 10-page document, and it lists all of for every state, the websites for every state on where to register for your wholesale certificate, and just kind of a bare bones primer of step 1, 2, 3. This is what you need to do to make your business legal. Right?
Nice. Yeah, that's a great. A lot of people get hung up on that. I think it's a bigger deal than it's not. I mean, it's a big deal to have. You have to have it, but it's very easy to do. But
well, and if you've never owned a business, if you've always worked a real job and you've never owned a business, it can be a quagmire. I mean, it can be confusing. Well, I'm going to help you. My job is to kind of supplement a little bit what these guys are doing, not replace. I couldn't possibly teach the way that you guys teach and know everything that you know, but I'm going to add my own little flair through my bonuses. I'm going to add value the only way that I can add value, just by me.
Right.
So the last piece is 60 days of private coaching with me. It was it was like a bear growling in the background there. Wow. I like it.
Oh, that was
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a bear. No, that was an 18-wheeler.
It was kind of a woo when I gave my best. So 60 days private coaching with me. Now, I'm a busy girl. I got a couple of businesses. I am a busy girl, and I love you guys that much.
Nice.
When you register for TWF, my bonuses might change for the next opening whenever they open it again. I don't know when that's going to be. But for right now, you get me for 60 days. I'm leaving for China in April, kids. So this is perfect timing. You get me before I go to China, okay? And I'm busy right now planning the China trip and figuring that out. So I really want to help you guys and make sure that you implement what you're learning in TWF right away, okay? So what that means, private coaching, is you get me on PM and you get priority on private message when you message me. You get my cell phone, and we'll get on Zooms together however often you want to answer any big questions you have about what you're doing in TWF and what you're stuck on. Right, and what you need, maybe a little, and maybe you want to share some information that you don't want to share in a group. Maybe it's personal. Maybe you feel more comfortable just kind of talking one-on-one with a girl. Maybe you are an introvert, and it's okay to get on the phone with me and chat a little bit in order to kind of warm you up for doing something bigger. And I'm going to be that sounding board. I'm going to be your girl, okay? You get me for 60 days. So those are my bonuses. There are 14 bonuses, and I put reasonable values on them, okay?
Yeah.
And the value, when I added it all up and I double-checked, because I'm very particular about that, all right? I didn't want to make up any numbers. It's $3,250 value that you're getting, plus the TWF course. And I think your price point on the TWF course is $1,997.
Yeah, that's right.
You're getting an additional value on top of that from me of $3,250.
How you like that? She says she wasn't going to come through, buddy.
I'm actually thinking about buying her off.
Maybe I'll tell you my bonuses separate. No.
Yeah, there you go.
No, a la carte services. No. And here's how I looked at it. I said this earlier in a video today, is I went to college. I was a college graduate. Yeah. And I spent tens of thousands of dollars. And I use the word spent correctly. I didn't invest. I spent tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars. I took a ton of student loans out. It took me forever to pay all that back. I don't use the information I learned in college to run my business or make money. I don't. So you know, multiple tens of thousands of dollars in a college education that took me forever to pay back, plus all of, you know, the interest on top of that, the number's got to be close to $100,000,
Oh, yeah.
right? By the time I'm done paying it all off over a couple of decades, ouch, right? $1,997 to invest in my education that I can implement right now. And I'm not joking, right now. When I first got into that course, I started watching that first video, I could implement what you were telling me to do right away.
Right.
I didn't have to wait till the end of a semester, take a quiz, and yeah, it's now. It's immediate. This is an investment in your future. This is an investment in your family. This is an investment in your business. And your business can be something that you grow to sell at some point. You're creating something that is of value as opposed to just running around from store to store to store. That's my 2 cents. These are my bonuses. You can go to dealdivawholesale.com and click on the wholesale formula bonuses. And can we put this in the chat? You know, can I go in the chat and let me see?
I would definitely put it up on the screen too. I would.
There it is.
Yeah, that's the share screen.
Who has control of the screen? We're going back. I'll put this in the chat right here, guys. Go over there. Now, I know a lot of people are doing some really cool bonuses, and you have to do what's best for your business. I get that. The only thing that I can tell you is, and authentically from my heart, because that's, I mean, when people say, I'll be honest with you, it makes me think that they're never honest with me until they preface it with that.
I say it all the time, too.
I know, right?
Scoundrel.
So I'm just telling you, I'm pretty authentic, and I say things like it is, and I truly want the best for you. I truly want everyone to be successful. There's so much abundance out there, and there's so many ways you can approach things and do things to make it yours, and I truly want to help you get there. That's just my heart. So however I can help you, when you register through my link, you got me.
That's great
That's
stuff.
awesome.
That's great stuff.
So Dan, did I disappoint?
Not at all. I'm legit blown away. I mean, that's one of the best packages, honestly, I've
He
ever
blew his
seen.
hair completely off.
Always got to be that guy. He's always got to be that guy.
I'm just waiting for it. I'm just waiting for the back there, Mark.
But
So, in closing, anything you guys want to? Yeah, I did the whole rah-rah, this is spoon boss thing. I can't help it. I've never been a cheerleader, but I get all excited about things and I can't stop. So, any closing thoughts? I'll let you guys take it home.
regardless of here's one thing I would say is regardless of whether our course is right for you, honestly, go check out the videos. Like you will do yourself a service. It's and Barbara, you can
Yeah, TWF, you want to check out their videos? Yeah, it's low risk, guys. There's 3 videos, twfcourse.com. twfcourse.com. Now, that is my link. So when you're finished watching those 3 videos, you're going to get the offer from them. Take a look at the testimonials and scroll down, and you'll get a buy box that says, okay, I'm ready to commit right now. So when you go to twfcourse.com, no worries. When you register through that link, you are going to be in my tribe.
Yeah.
right.
You're going to be a diva.
Yeah.
The
You guys too, you're going to be divers. No, it doesn't really work that way, does it?
but even if even if you can't buy it, like it's not right for you right now or whatever, get the free material. Honestly, I feel like it translates really well to any type of business model on Amazon. Like it's just good. It's just a good way to think about Amazon in general, and hopefully it helps to open up people's ideas to more. So I would definitely check out twfcourse.com, regardless of whether you want to sign up or not. What do you got?
Absolutely.
I couldn't agree more. You guys have done a phenomenal job, and I think it's time to invest in yourself. I mean, and even if that is just at the minimum, watching the free videos and getting the free information.
Right.
So. It'll get your brain. And you know what, guys? You've got 6 days. So I could say it like this: you only have 6 days, or I could say it like this: you have 6 days. Go watch the videos, and then let it. I call it incubate. Right? Watch the videos and then sit and let it incubate. Sit overnight and really think about, get clear on what is your vision for your business? What is it going to look like? What is your life going to look like by December 31st, 2017? Get really clear on that, and then go rewatch the free videos again. And you have 6 days to make this choice to invest. It makes
Absolutely.
sense?
Yeah.
No hard pressure here.
No.
Take the time that you need to get comfortable with, because I don't want somebody being, feeling like they're forced to do anything. I want you to feel like this is the right thing for you. And it looks like Debbie, Debbie in the chat said she just registered. This is exactly the kind of help I need right now. Debbie, that fills my heart.
That's great.
We can be of service and that we can help you. I'm so excited for you. So private message me on Facebook so I can help get you started with the Prep Center. I'm so excited. So yay!
All right.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for the TWF dudes, the TWIF dudes. We can't really do that again. TWIF.
No, we have to put a vowel in there somewhere, I suppose. But we'll work on it.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing the TWFbloopers.com. If you don't register, I swear I will.
I guess we gotta get on that too.
You guys rock. Thank you so much for being on tonight. You guys are fantabulous. If you have any questions, anybody, hit me up, hit these guys up. Go ahead and finish up by introducing yourself, gentlemen.
Eric.
Dan.
Boom. You guys have a good night. And recording.
All right. Let's see.